What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast, where we help you take the next step in your fantasy journey. My name is Jake, and the door is open for me, so I'm going to close it. Jordan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How dare you, Jake? How dare you
I know.
leave the door open?
I'm just a hot mess.
Can hear just chaos in the background.
It's just
Just
chaos.
I couldn't hear anything.
Jordan, are you using a different microphone today?
No? Do I sound different?
I don't know. Maybe a little. I like how I failed to say anything about it until we get on. Oh, don't do that. You sound worse.
I can't.
Oh, now you sound better.
Great. All right. I just switched to my microphone.
Oh,
now,
okay.
So
Yeah, I think you had
it's
your.
possible it was just going through the computer.
Correct, yes. Well, anyways, we are live on YouTube right now, youtube.com/the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. We have a Facebook page, Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. We hit 450 on that one, so that's very exciting. And it's worth mentioning as well, and we'll mention it once we start the podcast side of things. We officially hit 3,000 total listens.
Love
so
that.
that's awesome.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, I mean, if you're new here, Jordan and I have talked about it before. This is a lot more than what we expected just 2 years ago. Like at one point, we thought we were gonna get it was just for us and our friends. So it's great to have you guys here. So make sure you hit the sub button. If you have any questions, make sure you're asking them. And then later on, if you're watching it later, go ahead and on our Facebook page, ask the questions there, and we will help you out there as well. So, Jordan, why don't you hit the podcast side of things quick?
Great, let's do it.
All right. Welcome back to Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. We're here to help you take the next step in your fantasy journey. My name is Jake, and I'm joined by my friend Jordan. Jordan, how you doing?
Oh, never better. Happy winter solstice, Jake.
Happy winter. It is the first
Happy
day
solstice,
of winter.
Yeah. It sure is, yeah.
And it's felt like winter already for a while. Here in Wisconsin, looks like we're going to have no snow for Christmas.
I can't remember.
Are you in on snow? Are you in on snow or are you out? If you had to, in general, if someone says you like snow, you have to say yes or no.
If I never had to experience winter ever again, I would do it.
Dude, I'm all about it. I'm with you. I am 100% with you. I am out on snow. Every time. I only like it on Christmas Day. That's it.
Yep.
Though I will say,
if my friends and family didn't live in Wisconsin and my Green Bay Packers and Milwaukee Bucks weren't here either, that I would consider leaving.
I will say though, if it's gonna be negative 40, there better be snow. I feel that way, where it's like, at least we get something out of it, right? But if it's like, I don't know, like negative 40 wind chill and I'm still staring at the sun like it's just a normal summer day, don't love that.
Okay, so if it's cold, there better be snow, but
Correct.
You're okay passing on winter. I feel that way.
Correct. We are live on YouTube right now, youtube.com/Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. It is Thursday. We have our Thursday game starting in about a half hour here. If you're listening later on, try to jump in. We're typically Wednesdays, but we're Thursday because I was not feeling well, so I appreciate Jordan being a little flexible with me.
I had to move a lot around, man. It was pretty inconvenient. Just kidding.
A little behind-the-scenes stuff here, guys. Jordan was sitting down eating dinner, and I texted him, and I was like, where are you at, man? And he's like, oh, shoot. And runs upstairs, and here we are. So, it is week 2, the semifinals of most leagues right now. So we're one game away from the championship. Jordan, in your leagues, are you in the semis for any of them?
Sure am.
All right, good.
The two leagues I care the most about, I am in the semifinals for. So the home league I'm in the semifinals for, and our Next Step Fantasy Football Patreon league too. I'm in the semifinals. And
I think we're going against. Yeah, we're going up against each other. So that's exciting. Before we get into things, I have a question for you, Jordan. And it is not as gold as last week's Falcons versus Snakes conversation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back. It's in the first 5 minutes of the episode.
It's
Jordan,
definitely worth a listen.
All out. He's not in on caged snakes on a plane.
No.
I was listening to ESPN radio this morning, and they power ranked their top 3 juices. Juices. Because the whole conversation came, is apple juice overrated? And then it turned into actually grape juice is the best juice.
Whoa.
I know. So, my question to you, Jordan, I'll let you think about it while we go on. Your top 3 juices. And is it fair to just say we're going to exclude orange because that's the easy number 1?
We can exclude it.
All right, we're going to exclude
it. Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I'll let you think of it. I'll hit you right now with the top 3.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Juices, just single fruit juice, or what if it's like a mix?
You see that I'll leave it up to you.
Okay.
Number 1 for me, apple. Apple's great. I don't know who doesn't like apple. If you don't like apple, that's ridiculous. What's wrong with you? Number 2, I'm gonna go cranberry. We're excluding orange, and because who doesn't like a good vodka cranberry?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Just saying. Good mixer, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go on. Is lemonade a juice?
I mean, if orange juice and it's a fruit juice,
That's
lemonade
what
is
I'm
a
saying.
fruit juice.
Give me lemonade.
Yeah.
I might even put lemonade too. So I'll let you think about that, Jordan, unless you got it off the top of your head now. Otherwise, why don't you jump in and why don't you tell people any of the NFL news going on this week?
All right.
Oh, before you get into it, if you're in the live chat, drop your start sit questions and we'll answer those here in a sec.
Perfect. Just some small stuff I would say this week, but the major stuff that's probably going to impact you in the playoffs. Jamar Chase likely out week 16. Major. That's a major.
That's a big one.
Jake Browning is
apparently he's
top
good.
flight quarterback right now. Yeah. Will Levis not practicing, might not play. Tannehill's getting first team reps. I doubt you're in this position right now in the semifinals with Will Levis, but maybe you are, and I have some things to talk about that.
Hold up. I will say, we can't assume that. Jamie's in the chat. How you doing, man? We can't assume that because the quarterback injuries have been so bad.
They have been so bad. I'm actually in the semifinals with Will Levis, so you're right.
Yeah, you have Joe Flacco starting in the league right now.
Yeah. And speaking of quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud is unlikely to clear concussion protocol before Week 16, which is that to me is the most major quarterback news of not being able to have him in your semifinals because he probably got you there, right? Like he probably took you to the playoffs, and now he hasn't been around for these two. So some interesting quarterback stuff. Michael Pittman looks like he practiced today after getting just a nasty hit. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, the guy got suspended for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, yeah. So he practiced today, which is a good sign. So likely have him back. The Colts, just in general, the backfield's in a weird spot. Zach Moss didn't practice. Keep an eye on it. He had an arm injury or something like that. Jonathan Taylor is back at practice, but doesn't know if he'll play. So lots of weirdness with the Colts backfield. All of those guys are probably on rosters right now in the playoffs. So just be aware. Otherwise, some smaller stuff too. Trevor Lawrence is in concussion protocol. Zach Wilson's in concussion protocol, and Trevor Siemian's probably going to start. Josh Jacobs is back for Week 16.
We hit that Zamir White. We talked about that. He did well for us this past.
He did well. Yeah, he sure did. Yep. Desmond Ridder is benched for Taylor Heineke.
Classic.
Not really. Yep, classic. And then Keaton Mitchell out. The running back for the Ravens. It's just a shame. Yeah, he was having an awesome season. So he's on IR with ACL for the rest of the year. So some quarterback drama, I think, is, to me, the theme of the playoffs this year is just, especially if you're in a 2-quarterback league, you're in a tough spot in both of our leagues that I'm in the semifinals with 2-quarterback league. So
classic.
Lucky me.
Lucky you.
So speaking of quarterback help, Jake, let me hit you with just a start set of my own.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Choose one.
Oh, God.
Choose one. Bailey Zappi.
Don't love that.
Will Levis.
Don't love that.
He might not play.
Okay.
Easton Stick.
Easton Stick.
That's what I said.
You said
isn't that his name?
He's Easton, like
Easton.
Never eat soggy
Easton.
waffles.
Yeah.
You said Easton.
No.
All right. Well, go back.
Bailey Zappi, Will Levis, Easton Stick, Case Keenum, Mason Rudolph. Who are you starting?
Wow. I think it's Will Levis.
What if he doesn't play?
Well, okay, hold on. No, most of those are Sunday games, right? Most of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
maybe
we're going
Saturday
Levis.
game in there.
We're going Levis for sure. We've seen the upside there. Let's assume he doesn't play and you have to replace him with Tannehill. I'm not starting Rudolph. Don't want anything to do with that. Case Keenum, don't want anything to do with that. And then Easton Stick, Bailey Zappi, you know what? Give me Zappy. I'm gonna go Zappy. because we've seen the good. Yeah, he's coming off a good game. I don't want Tannehill. I think that's the if you're asking me who am I going to pick to win me a game, like in real life, give me Tannehill. But like, no thanks.
Okay, cool. Because this is actually against you, Jake, in the semifinals. So thank you. But that was what I was leaning towards too. Will Levis is in the slot right now.
Yeah,
ready to make that change to Bailey Zappi if I need to.
That's a tough life.
It's a tough spot to be. It's a tough spot to be.
Oh man.
So I'm praying for a miracle.
Yeah. Let's check the chat here. Looks like you're missing Adam again. Yeah. I mean, I think we can say something a little bit about that, right, Jordan? You okay?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, Adam's been a busy guy, and he just can't commit to every week right now, so it's fine. He'll be here when he can be here, and then hopefully when season 3 starts, we'll kind of be there a little bit more consistently because we all miss Adam. I get it, but.
And it's not as fun just, listening to us.
Yeah, I hate talking
knuckleheads. Yeah, jeez,
you're the worst.
Terrible.
I can't wait for your juice takes. God.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, jeez. I forgot about that already.
Jamie says, I made the semifinals in the league rolling with Pierre Strong and Justice Hill. Now I got Taylor back. With Keaton Mitchell out, Justin Hill will get more points. Good Lord, that's a lucky situation, though.
It's not a bad spot to be in right now.
You made it. Sure. You made it. You lived. Jordan, why don't we quickly talk, because the game starts here in 25 minutes, anyone who's listening right now, who do we like Thursday? Tonight we got the Rams versus the
Saints,
which does have some playoff implications. I mean, the Rams are currently in there. Stafford, we talked about this last week. Stafford's sneaky good this year so far. And we got a good game out of Cooper Kupp last week. So...
Finally,
may I ask, did you play Cooper Kupp last week?
Of course, yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm playing him every week, even if he hurts me. But he's taking me to the semis right now, so we're doing great.
All right, why don't you tell people about Thursday?
Yeah, so even though Adam's not here right now with us, he has heavily influenced our Thursday Top Gun. Yes, he has taken on the part where he's kind of picking these guys. I mean, we all talk about it, but his stamp is still here. Oh yeah. He's here with us in spirit. So this week we like DeMarcus Robinson. I think the biggest thing, so wide receiver for the Rams. I think the biggest thing that we like to call out here is what you mentioned is Matt Stafford's playing exceptionally well. Tutu Atwell was hurt. He was out for the last couple of weeks. He might play today. I actually didn't check the injury report before we start here. I can do that.
You keep talking. I'll look it up.
Yeah, if Tutu Atwell's out, we like DeMarcus Robinson a lot more. If Tutu Atwell's in, DeMarcus Robinson has made a case to be considered the wide receiver 3 in that offense right now. He has 18 targets, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns over the last 3 weeks that he's been slotted in for Tutu Atwell. So he's been playing great. Matt Stafford's been playing great. The Saints are questionable right now. They started the year, they had a really good defense, and I was kind of about it, but that's not the case anymore. I think that the Rams are the better team here, even though they have the same record.
Tutu Atwell has been cleared. He will be playing.
Okay. So something to keep an eye on, but I still think that DeMarcus Robinson, and again, we're talking like a flex play here.
Oh, yeah.
You want to start Puka, you want to start Cooper Kupp, you want to start Matt Stafford.
I have to wave at you. Da-da-da. We have breaking news. Trevor Lawrence is likely out versus the Bucs this week. Brutal for fantasy playoffs.
Major.
So I obviously I think that obviously sets everyone down a notch. I'm trying to, off the top of my head, I'm not thinking of who the backup is there. Do you have it? Do you remember? Was it C.J. Beathard? I think it was.
I think it was because we had talked about this. I think it is C.J. Beathard.
Definitely takes a step downwards. All right, let's go ahead and hit up the chat. Brian Crosby jumps in. Brian, if you're new here, I don't remember off the top of my head. Good to have you here. Hit the sub button if you like what we're saying. He says, happy holidays, guys. Joey also said Merry Christmas. Full point PPR, Javonte Williams versus New England, or Jaylen Warren versus Cincinnati. So that's the first one.
Yep.
So let's answer that. For me, it's Jaylen Warren.
Against Cincinnati?
Yeah, against Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati was a worse defense than New England. And plus, he's been electric when he's good. He can pop one off anytime. I mean, obviously he splits a little more carries with Najee, but I'm going Jaylen Warren there. What do you think?
I agree.
Warren's been the better running back.
And I think they're close, but I think you kind of got to, in this stage of the season, you kind of got to ride the hot hand here, and I think that's Jaylen Warren.
Yeah, for sure. Also, Nico Collins really freaks me out this week versus Cleveland. Should I go Lockett over Collins? Assuming Collins is healthy, which he's
it's not
which
given
is
right
not
now.
a given. I believe he missed practice this week or today. Assuming that happens, or let's just assume both play. Give me Nico Collins, 100%. Listen, I understand he freaks you out against Cleveland. I get that. He's been a wide receiver 1 all year. We don't bench our wide receiver 1s right now right before championship week.
But do you bench him if Case Keenum's throwing him the ball?
That's fair enough. You're right. Thank you for reminding me that. Obviously,
CJ Stroud's not playing.
Thank you. Yes. I'm sorry. No, let me rephrase that. I'm still playing Nico Collins over Lockett. Nico Collins is the number 1 guy there, and I don't, who knows what's going on at quarterback in Seattle. I think Geno Smith should be back this week. Jamie just said, and he is a Browns fan, so he's throwing it out there that the Browns safety is out this week. So I think what's going to happen is you really have to watch it. For me, I'm starting Nico Collins, but if you see something where obviously if he's not playing come Sunday, or if there's reports that he's on a snap count, I don't have a problem if you're going to play Lockett though.
Yeah, I agree. To me, it's all about Nico Collins' health. So we know that we're not getting CJ Stroud, which hurts him a lot. But you don't have any Tank Dell there competing for targets. Noah Brown is kind of the next guy there. So if Nico Collins plays, definitely worth. I agree with you, Jake, that he's the one to start. Yeah. But if it's looking like he might be again on a pitch count there or anything like that, just make sure you're ready to pivot. They have the same time. That was what I was checking on the side here. Same time, noon Sunday games. So that's a quick flip between those two.
That's great. And especially in a week like this where you have Monday games, we have Saturday games. You have a situation now where you can wait till the exact time. It's not a bad spot to be in. We have a new face, someone new here. Big Money Joe. Good to have you here. All right, he has, and pay attention to the order because this is how he ranks them. So he has Diggs, Olave, Courtland Sutton, Jordan Addison, and Deontay Johnson. 12-point PPR. He needs to pick 3. This is the order that he ranked them. The big dilemma right now is Sutton or Addison. So it sounds like he doesn't want to start Deontay Johnson. I'm okay with that. Mason Rudolph, no thank you.
Mason Rudolph, yeah.
So really, obviously we're starting Diggs. Olave is back this week. Sutton or Addison. I think if you're picking based on how the season has gone so far, it's Addison, right? But I understand you're rocking Nick Mullins versus Russ. Right? Russ for Sutton.
Yeah, but it was awesome. Jordan Addison did awesome.
He did. He sure did. So what are you going to do on that one?
Oh, that's such a tough one. That's really got to roll the dice there.
Sorry, go ahead.
We're probably going to disagree on this.
All right, I'm going upside, and I'm going to go Addison.
Oh, we agree then. That's exactly what I was going to say. I think that when the difference between them is small,
yes.
So I would take the larger upside. And Russ versus the Patriots, I think that's going to be a 14-10 game. And
yeah, I think it'll be
whoever wins that.
I also think, and I've kind of said this throughout the year. When the Josh Dobbs thing was going nuts, right? I don't think there's a huge difference between Josh Dobbs and Nick Mullins. I really don't.
Yeah. And,
if Nick Mullins can do 85% of what Josh Dobbs was able to do, I think Jordan Addison can eat. He is that good. Dynasty League traded him to Jordan. Wish I wouldn't have done it. So,
yeah. Thanks.
No problem, man. I'm known to just trade Jordan the good players. So, but yeah, give me Addison. I don't think that he will disappear this game. We've seen in the Broncos offense, receivers just disappear. So I think we could see Sutton just disappear. So for me, that's an easy one. Well, it's not easy, but I think I'm going Addison on that. And I think Jordan agrees with me. Joey says in the chat, by the way, Easton's stick over Billy Zappi from last week paid off. It didn't look like it was going to in the first half, but it did. I usually win when I go opposite of Jake's opinion. Joey, I appreciate you really hyping up the podcast for me. Thank you.
Well, okay. Hey. First of all, in your defense, Jake, I think it was pretty darn close.
All right, he's gonna look it up.
I'm looking it up because when you say it paid off, I don't think we're talking about that.
Joey says he mentioned the safety was out. Joey then said he plays in 6 money leagues and he's in the semifinals in 4 of them. That's fantastic. I'm pretty sure he would credit the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. Big Money Joe says, thanks, fellas. Liked and subscribed. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Every one of us. Yeah. Make sure you check us out on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. Join us. It's a small community, but we have an active community, and that's kind of the thing we're aiming for. So we would love to have you over there. Jamie pointed out, just came in, Trevor Lawrence won't be playing. Yeah, so that's pretty hard. I mean, ETN stocks going up this week, but that's the thing, you were starting them anyways. What I will say is you're starting Calvin Ridley probably. If anyone was in a deeper league, starting Perry Washington, I think that's going away. So
you still think you're starting Calvin Ridley?
Yes.
Okay.
Most teams have him as their, unless you're stacked elsewhere
or something. Yeah.
The best. Oh, why don't we just take it back? That guy had Diggs, Olave, Sutton, Addison. If he had Ridley instead of Deontay Johnson, I'm still starting Ridley over Sutton, I think. Because we both wanted Addison, so we put him in 4 there. Full point. Oh, we have another gamble from Joey. He's asking Taylor Heineke over Easton Stick or Bailey Zappi. I like Heineke. I always have. And yes, I would start Taylor Heineke over them. Taylor Heineke started almost all of last year. Very good.
Yeah, he did.
And very good. He was good. Like, he gave good fantasy weeks. I could see it happening again.
I don't know.
All right, thanks for really adding that insight. Zach Piper jumps in here. He says Fields or Tua, and John said Tua. Fields is trash. And all I will say to you is yes, it's Tua, right?
Yep.
Justin Fields is not a trash fantasy quarterback, though. He's not.
In fantasy football.
In fantasy football, honestly, we can talk about we will in the draft stuff coming up. We will talk about Justin Fields a lot. I think I am of the thought of Fields has just been around bad teams. We'll talk about it more. Jamie says he's got Justin Fields at QB3 this week and Tua at QB7. I believe in our rankings we had Fields at 5. So like in fantasy wise, I get it, right?
Yeah.
But man, the more I talk about it, I want to go Fields over Tua. It's just the rushing upside, right?
Yeah, Tyreek.
You just can't. Is Tyreek playing?
Let's confirm.
All right. If Tyreek is playing, it's Tua. If he's not, I'm going to go Fields. Joey says he's riding dirty and streaming my QBs en route to a fantasy championship.
Joey, same. I'm right there with you.
You got to do. All right, Jordan. Full point PPR. Jesus, I can never say his name. Wicks from the Packers. How do you say his first name?
Where are you looking at? I can't see where we're.
You don't need to. Wicks, the
Dontavian Wicks.
Dontavian. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
I always just stumble over that one. And who's the other guy I always mess up? Alexander Madison. Dontavian Wicks or Michael Wilson. Give me Wicks. We watch a lot of Packer games.
Agreed.
That guy is good, and he has a clear role in this offense, especially with no Christian Watson most likely this week.
Yep.
Jordan Love or Matthew Stafford, and he starts in 15 minutes.
Matt Stafford
easily. Let's not get too much into that because. Yeah. All right. What about Chris Olave or T. Higgins?
Ooh.
Also in 15 minutes.
Typically, I'd say Chris Olave there, but T. Higgins is an interesting start because Jamar Chase.
Without Jamar Chase. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm going T. Higgins.
I'm definitely going to go Olave.
Oh.
He's still got, it's a clearer path to targets. I think they both have clear path to targets. Give me Derek Carr over Jake Browning, though.
I think that's a bad take.
You think so? You have Jake Browning
ahead Browning. Right now, yeah. Ahead of Derek Carr?
Derek Carr's been so disappointing.
Yeah.
Gosh. Just so disappointing. All right, I got another one. If you're live in the chat right now, make sure you hit those starts or drop those start sit questions. We're going to keep going here for another 8 minutes, 7 minutes, so we're going to keep it going. Need to play one. Adam Thielen, Josh Palmer, or Taysom Hill. I'm going to assume he means Taysom Hill. And that must be a flex because of Taysom Hill being a tight end. So,
all right. What were those again? Taysom Hill,
Josh Palmer, Adam Thielen. And for me, it's Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen.
He's the number one. Yes, he has dropped off. I think it's worth mentioning he's dropped off because no one was expecting the pace he started at. Right?
Yeah, he's still playing.
Now
just
he's
fine.
exactly what we think he was going to be. I was looking at Adam Thielen's stats. If you would have given me $1 million or whatever to bet what Adam Thielen's stats would have been, there's not a chance in heck he's going to be 100 receptions and over 1,000 yards by the end of this year. How bonkers is that?
Yeah, unexpected.
He's right now. He's sitting at 89.
89 targets, 870 yards.
So in the next 3 games, he can get 130 yards and 13 catches. Yes, that's crazy.
He's gotten 6 or 7 targets the last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
that's crazy and good for him. I like Adam Thielen.
Yeah. Almost makes the DJ Moore trade worth it, you know?
No. Hey, here's a fun question for the people. Oh, hold on, I got new faces. But then I have a good question for the chat and you, Jordan.
Okay.
Steven jumps in here. Good to see you, man. He says, hello, my 2-week championship starts today. So, Jordan, will you explain how a 2-week championship works?
You're in the finals, and you play this week, and you play next week, and you combine the scores.
Correct.
So it's a way to kind of
stretch Jordan and I are playing each other, and he wins week 1 by 4 points. And then we play again next week, and I win by 5. I will win the whole thing. He says Herbert got injured because that's what all quarterbacks do, and he's start Matthew Stafford or Baker Mayfield. I have Kupp and Kieran Williams if that changes anything. So if you start Stafford, you're starting the entire offense of the Rams. And I think I'm doing it.
I think I'm doing it too. Yeah, that's hard. It's hard to stomach because it's one team, right? To say like, hey, I'm all my eggs in one basket. But Stafford, if you're just saying Stafford or Mayfield, it's Stafford.
It's Stafford. And if you're Kupp, you probably have him in the top 15 receivers. You can't bench that. And Kieran Williams is like a top 5 running back right now. They're all individually startable, so you need to start them. It's just hard, and I get it. And yeah, you are right. This is going to be fun tonight.
Yeah, you're gonna be watching.
Yeah, make sure you watch that game.
Yeah. So Baker did have basically a perfect game against the Packers last week,
he did.
and I was there, which I kind of was ticked off about.
Of course you were.
Because
all right.
Because it was there, I cursed it.
If like I said, if you're new here, make sure you hit that sub button and follow us on Facebook and everywhere. Zach jumps in. He says Jake Elliott or Tyler Bass. Excuse me.
Kickers. The kickers?
I don't know, man.
Come on, Zach. Why do you have 2 kickers? Drop one. What are you doing?
Give me Bass.
Sure. Give me Elliott.
All right. We'll give you a better answer here. Joey's asking full point PPR, Austin Eckler or Devon Achane.
Mm-hmm.
How many catches did Eckler end up having last week, Jordan?
Eckler had last week. Let's see.
That's a good one. Man. I don't know. What are you feeling?
I feel like
I want to say Eckler, but like just because Eckler has a clear role or path to carries.
He had 4 receptions, 6 targets.
He had 6. Okay, I'm starting Eckler then.
6 targets last week, 4 receptions. It only went for 29 yards.
That's fine. But full point PPR. Give me 6 targets for a running back is pretty good. If he catches all 6, I mean that's 8 points just on itself.
Yeah.
Plus he's gonna get.
Achane missed practice again this week too. Like I still feel like he's banged up. Like Achane. I mean. Yeah. So that's that part of me is like that's my hesitancy there. And then Raheem Mostert gets every single goal line carry in the history of sports. So.
All right. And then Joey jumps in and he says, Zach, get into a new league without kickers. I am all about that. So
no, I love the kicker.
Okay.
I love it. Just there's always an extra point or a missed field goal that just like ruins your season, and I love it. All right,
Jordan, we're gonna end on this. If you were starting a franchise tomorrow, okay,
who's
your quarterback? Justin Fields or Bryce Young?
Gross. It's Justin Fields.
It's Justin Fields, and it's not even close for me.
Yeah. Bryce Young is a bust. I wish I was, my take at the offseason wasn't that he's definitely the clear-cut number one, and he's way better than people think. Isn't that right, Jake?
That is true.
Yeah. That was Jake's take.
That was not.
Yeah.
I love Stroud.
I will go back.
Oh, go back then. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. Just Adam and I had this whole thing, and we were like, Stroud's the best guy. And you were like, no, it's Bryce Young.
I just can't. I just don't subscribe to the whole, he's small, so he's going to be bad.
Oh, cool. But he is small.
And he's small
bad.
and bad.
So...
But hey, he is young, and we shouldn't just completely crap on him. He'll turn out.
I will say he is. I think if Justin Fields was in Carolina, he would be equally as bad. I think the problem is Carolina, not necessarily.
All right, one last one. George Play, new face, so we'll answer his question quick before we end it here. Jalen Waddle or Chris Olave, non-PPR?
Chris Olave, start him.
Why?
Over Jalen Waddle?
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill's there. Competition.
Is Hill playing?
Yes, he practiced, or he didn't practice, but they say he's going to play this weekend. That was the latest.
Okay. Go Olave. I think we could see a pretty good game out of him coming up here. Don't overthink it. I think that's a big thing too. I think it's also worth saying, this is not great fantasy football advice that I'm about to give, but it's worth, because everyone feels this. If you're at home right now, and these two are pretty close, right? And you want to sit down and watch a guy tonight, do it. Remember, this whole thing's supposed to be fun, right? And you want to watch Olave go tonight? Go for it.
That's spoken like someone who's not in the playoffs.
All right. No. Jamie says, wait until Bryce Young gets a better coaching staff, kind of like Lawrence rookie season. We talked about it a few weeks ago. Lawrence right now holds the record for least amount of wins for playing every week. So, you get a good coaching staff with him. It could totally turn around. We are, like I've mentioned...
what about our Monday?
Talk about it.
Okay, well, some interesting stuff this weekend, because we have a couple of Saturday games. So we have 2 Saturday games, obviously our Sunday games, and then 3 Monday games this week. So some interesting stuff with Christmas in here. We like Zay Flowers. Love me some Zay Flowers. He had a bad week last week against the Jags. We think he's going to get back on track this week. So, Zay Flowers, Monday Night Miracle.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the chat. Spoken like a true loser. All right.
But I agree with you, Jake. It is fun, and if you want something to do and it's close, I agree.
I don't know. I think it's worth saying because everyone has had that thought before.
Yeah.
So I mean we've already talked to a guy. He's starting 3 guys in the game tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna be sweating the whole evening. So,
all right,
Jake. I also have my juices.
Oh yes, give me your juice.
You look at you.
Top
trying
3
to wrap
juices.
This show up.
Top 3 juices. Throw them in the chat right now.
Okay, so my top 3 juices. So lemonade for sure.
Number 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pink.
I don't
yellow?
drink a lot of juice. Yellow. Don't give me pink lemonade.
Oh, give me pink lemonade every time, twice on Sundays.
All right, then here's some other juices. I don't know if these count, but these are ones that are worth talking about. Sunny D.
It is a juice. I am so ashamed. I am so ashamed to say the words this to you. I am 29 years old, turning 30 in February. This year, the year of our Lord 2023, I learned that Sunny D was not actually orange juice.
I mean, it's just generic juice.
I know.
What kind of juice is it? I mean, it's it just is the color orange, but it's not orange.
I thought it was just straight up orange juice.
Wow, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
It's a different flavor.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know they have Sunny D hard seltzers now?
I do. I've never tried one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The other 2 that I'm between is a Capri Sun.
Oh.
Or a Kool-Aid that you have the plastic twist off top.
Oh, the one you get at a gas station?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh,
so I think I'm thinking
you end up playing with the plastic,
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So thank you for that. Yep.
All right. People in chat said orange. Obviously, orange is the GOAT, but we just got rid of that. Grape, that's wrong. Grape's disgusting. Apple's fantastic. Prime doesn't count. That's going to kill you. Blue raspberry is the best. And Jamie will end it on my favorite juice is gin and juice.
Love it.
We are live on YouTube, youtube.com/the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. If you're listening later on, make sure you hit the sub button, the like button. We're 6 away from 50 subscribers on that one, so that's exciting. And we just hit 450 on the Facebook page, facebook.com/the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. If you have your questions, ask away on there, and we'll answer them there. We usually drop something on Sundays. And then we also have an Instagram, next_step_pod. And if you're interested in joining our Patreon, we have all sorts of different things there. Either drop a question or drop a comment here, or find us on our Facebook page at the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. Jordan, unless you have anything else you want to say.
Get to the championships.
One
I
more
want to hear
week.
next
We
week.
gotta get
I want to
there.
hear we got a bunch of championships. So, and then Jake, we should send out a nice little survey at the end.
Oh, yes.
Like we did last year.
Okay, well, I was
as
getting there.
Well, okay, I'm just saying because I like to know, how everyone did.
Yes, look out for a survey later on as well. So, Jordan, we're going to get those dubs. So you guys take